Hey guys, this is a continuation of a video I did where I showed how I purchased a Shimano EP8 off AliExpress and got it running on my bike and got it set up using the 20 mile per hour limit. Now these motors from AliExpress come with a limitation of 15 miles per hour, and you've got to go through a process to convert it from the 15 miles per hour to get it up to the US standard of 20 mile per hour limitation. So I'm going to show the details of how I did that. And to do it, I'm breaking this into two parts. The first part is just how you get the eTube software set up on your phone so that it's ready to be put on the motor. And the second part will be how you actually install the software on the motor to get it to the 20 mile per hour limit. So let's get into part one. Before we get too far into this, just a couple of caveats and warnings. First of all, this is going to be very detailed video, lots of computer screens, lots of specifics. Second, there's a lot of software you can use. I'm using software called Etuning. Also, I'm showing this with an Android Samsung S10 phone. The Android version of the phone that I'm using is version 12. I'm rolling back from 4.1.8 to 4.02. I'm using, or you have to do this by adding APK software to your phone. You got to get some special permissions, and to do that, it's a big part of the process. APK software can have viruses. You need to be aware of that. And also, we're going to be adding and deleting files from your phone, and it's easy to mess something up. So proceed at your own risk here. And be aware, I'm just showing you what I did. I'm not suggesting that you do or don't do this. Just showing you how I did it. So if you do want to do it, you have something to follow or a little bit of a roadmap here. Okay, getting started here. Here's the Google phone screen, and I just clicked on google.com. I'm typing in eTuning. You'll get some web video pages. You want to go to the eTuning website. I'm clicking on that to get to eTuning. And what it'll do, it'll take you to this screen, and you want to go all the way down. At this point, what we need to do is get the instructions on how to proceed with putting this on the phone. So it's showing you how the program works and all of that. Just skip all of that and go down, and it says download for Android. And we're going to do the rollback or downgrade instructions. And you want to go into like the second page, and it will provide a description where it says the software that you need for the Shimano eTube file that is the correct one for the rollback, and you go in and you download it. And what it's doing, it'll download it on something called Mega. It's decrypting it here, but basically getting the software ready so that it can be installed. At this point, once it finishes that, a screen will pop up, and it will say that the file may be harmful. It says download anyway, but you really can't download it. What you have to do is actually go in and do another process we'll get into here in a minute. Okay, I'm back at the home screen on the Android phone here, and what we're going to do, I'm just going to show you that the file won't download. So I click on my file, I go to the eTuning app we just downloaded, I click on it, and it says the harmful app's blocked, not installed. So now what I got to do is go in and change the setting in the Play Store. I'm going into Play Store. You need to log in. I'm not going to show the login process for obvious reasons. Once you get logged in, you'll be in the Play Store. Click on the top, go to Play Protect, and you're going to want to turn some stuff off here so you can download the APK file. And go in, and you're going to turn both of these off. And once you get them turned off, you're going to input a PIN, not showing that for obvious reasons. And once you input the PIN, you've turned off the Play Protect, and you can now download the file. So now I'll go back to the actual My Files, And now I'll take the eTube file that I downloaded. I'll put it for installation. It's installing it, going through a process, and the file is now installed. At this point, I'm going to go in and just check on the parameters. North America, USA, good. I'm going to skip the registration. Now, it's going to ask to update the file. Definitely do not allow it to update the file. You do not want new firmware, so do not update the software. And at that point, you're ready to go. Okay, now at this point, I'm showing how I have my Android phone connected to my laptop, and you have to connect it to the laptop so you can go in and look at the file structure in that Android phone, because we're going to have to delete some files and add some files. So now I'm going to go in on my laptop and go into File Manager. Once I get to File Manager, I'll go to my PC. And when I get to my PC, I see my Android phone connected. I'll click on that, click on Internal Storage, click on Android, click on Data. Once I get into the data, I'm looking for a file called com.shimano.etubemobile.droid.phone. Once I get that, I'll click on Files. Then I'll go to FW, and I'll see a bunch of files in FW. And what I'm going to do is delete all of these files. So I go in, highlight them, click on Delete. And at that point, it deletes the files. And what I have in that FW folder is completely empty. Once I get that folder empty, I'm going to go back to the home screen on my laptop. I'm going to click on File Manager again. And in File Manager, what I'm looking for are downloads that I did, and this is the PDF file from Etube that shows me the files that I'll need for the rollback. So I'm going to click on that. I'm doing an EP8, so I need the 4.0.2 files. I click on those and tell it to allow me to download the files. Once it tells me to download the files, it's going to ask me where I want to put the files. I put them in the download area temporarily. I click on the download. I can see they're there. There's a zip file. I go in. I can see the two files have been downloaded. I'm going to need to extract those files so that they're readable. And so what I'm going to do at this point is go in and click on the Extract All files up above. And once I click on the Extract, it will extract those files for me. And I've got them sitting in downloads, and they're no longer compressed files. They're ready to go. So I'm going to click on them. I'm going to copy them. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my Galaxy phone files structure. Go into Internal, go into Android, go into Data, go into that detailed file name, the com.shimano file. Once I find that, takes me a minute. There's a lot of files in there, and you want to make sure you get the right one. Once I get it, I'm going to click on it, go to Files, go to FW. That file folder should be empty. I'm going to click on Paste, and I put the two files in the FW folder, and those are ready for the rollback. Well, there you have it, guys. I've got the software set up on my phone, and it's ready to be installed on the motor on the bike. If you want to see the firmware get installed on the motor on the bike, go to the next video, which is part 2 of 2 of this series. Hope I've given you something to think about, and I'll see you at the top.